Hello everyone. So today we are working on how to define the navigation from this reset apply back button bar, or let's say action bar below, into these options that we have dynamically populated like this. So and also we can go back to these options as well, and we can go back to in a similar way other options as well. Now my focus is in the buttons below, and if I press up, right now I'm using Gamepad, I can focus on these other elements too. So yeah, this is what I'm going to work on today: how to define this navigation within option menus to support gamepad or keyboard navigation, how to give custom rules, or how to override when we press up arrow, down arrow, or use the gamepad buttons to move around the UI, how to set rules to define what to focus next based on the direction. Okay, so before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all of the thousands of projects I have done in my channel. To the date, there are over 2000 videos, and for each video project files are available, and here is the full playlist of this series. You can follow these episodes, and everything is implemented and explained from scratch. You can implement them as well, so feel free to check it out. I'll leave links to everything in description below. And okay, so let's get started with today's episode. Alright, so right now if I use my gamepad to go to, for example, let's say graphic settings, and as you can see, now I have automatically focused on these back, apply, or reset buttons down below. But if I press up, I can't really focus on any of these options, and that's the first thing I need to resolve. So to do that, this option panel, which is the parent of all the options that we have, so here if I select the back button, we can see here navigation options. So on up it says escape. So but since we are dynamically populating all the elements into this SCB options scroll box, the system can't identify what to focus, so we have to set up a function to define that. So here on up, I'll add the custom function. I'll select custom, and then we can select a function. So we don't have a machine function, so we can create one. Okay, now if you go here, select the back again, you should see that function selected. But if not, oh, it's not selected. Do custom navigation. Okay, so I'll rename this instead of do custom navigation, say navigate up. That sounds like a better name. I don't think we can give the direction here. Oh, actually, I think if we assign this to right, we should automatically get the direction here, navigation direction here. If I do a select, you see, yeah, up, down. Okay, so I'll just call it navigate. That's better. And let's add a switch here. If this is up, then I need to give the last element of whatever I have put into this SCB options. So to do that, SCB options, get all children, and I can get the last index. So here I have to assume that all the widgets that I have under these SCB options are focusable, otherwise this wouldn't work, I think. So now we have the last index, so using that we can get a reference to that last index and return that. So this should focus on the element, but also, well, let's see now. Let's go to graphics option, and here I'm on the back. If I press up, as you can see, nothing is happening. So to make sure this is working, I'll add a print. And just print this. Let's go to settings, graphics, and up. Yeah, see, the function is working, but nothing is getting focused. That's because I haven't marked this option cycle as a focusable widget. So here, let's set this to is focusable, and I'll choose option rotator as the default desired focus widget. So compile, now play. Yeah, now see, now we can focus. So here, if I change this, you can also see it is working already by default. So I'm using the gamepad, now everything is working fine. So yeah, but there is one problem that you might have noticed, because here if I press the button, you see this becomes custom, and but if I do it with the gamepad, that custom thing is not happening. That's because we haven't set up necessary callbacks to listen to when the value of this slider change within the rotator itself. That is something we should look into later, but basically the focusing part is now working. Now the next thing is here. Now I'll assign that navigation option to these two buttons as well. Button, navigate, and also now I'll select all three. Right, left, I don't have to do anything, but the down also I'll assign custom and navigate. Now when it is down here, I don't need this anymore. I can get the first element, because when I press down from the bottom of the menu, we should go back up. So we can get the first index and return it. Let's just see. So let me go back again. Now I'm on reset apply back. If I press up, you see, I was able to select the post processing, which is the last element. But if I go back, and now if I press down, Now I have selected the overall, which is the first element. And another thing you can see is here. Now I can go from this back preset or apply buttons. I can go from this navigation bar to up, but I can't go from these options back to navigation bar. So if I press down while I was in the last option, it's not focusing on reset, apply, or back, any of those things. So we have to set that too. To do that, now here I am in the option panel. Let's go to the event graph. This is where I initialize options, and after initializing options, I'll add another function, initialize navigation, and I'll call it after initializing options. Make sure to call it afterwards, otherwise there will be no elements to set up navigation. And then SCB options as no, we need to make sure if this has any children. Get all children. As solid index. So we can make sure that we have elements by doing this, and then last index. Get the last index and get the object in that last index, and then set navigation rule explicit. So here, or while we have focused on the last index, if I press down, I need to focus on one of the objects, one of the elements down below. So I guess we can focus on back button. So I can assign it like this. Now, if I play and settings, graphics, I can go from back to options and also option to back over here. So see, now the navigation is fully working without any problems. So let's check these other options as well. So I can focus on this, but I can focus on other ones too, and they are also working. Okay, nice. So maybe because by default those common UI elements already have those options. Yeah, these are same elements, which is cycle buttons. Okay, controls. Oh, this is not working because this is a custom widget that I created, so I will look into that. Here also it's working. All right, so I have to fix the control, but other than that everything else was working. And also we need to fix this this issue where if I change values using the gamepad, the effect is not reflecting for overall. For other options, that is something I will look into in some upcoming video. Alright, so thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download here in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.